Good morning, students. The first unit of 2nd PU textbook is a poem, Romeo and Juliet. This is in fact a poem from the extract of the play written by William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare was an English poet, playwright and actor, widely regarded as the greatest dramatist in English language. He is often called England's national poet and also called as the Bard of Avon. The poem Romeo and Juliet is a famous classical legendary love story. The moment when we hear Romeo and Juliet, the thoughts that comes to our mind, they are incarnation of true love, divine love and real love. People across the world, those who have committed as lovers, when it comes to the topic of real love, they give examples of probably Romeo Juliet, Laila Majnu, Salim Anarkali, and in Indian case, Devdas and Paro. There are so many examples of this sort. Romeo and Juliet stand aloof. They stand different because they are the lovers who stood all the difficulties and finally they were ready to die for each other. Here in this poem, Shakespeare describes the intensity of love of Romeo and Juliet in their speeches by using various figures of speech and images. Shakespeare brings out the poem as the feelings of the passionate lovers. In this extract from the play Romeo and Juliet, the playwright brings out the feelings of passionate lovers in a beautiful manner. Now we know as the people fall in experience the love for each other, they start describing each other and love each other. You know, mostly when a young man and a young woman meet, more than the real love, they have something called infatuation. The attraction that comes just in that particular moment. It may long last or it may live for some time. It may disappear after some time or days or some years. But the true love is something that is like of a Saraskrins which is made and built for lifetime. Here we have two different families, a rival family who lived in the city of Verona. Now let us learn about the background of the true story of Romeo and Juliet. The rival families who lived in the city of Verona in Italy, they were the Capulets and Montagues who were enemies. Romeo belonged to the city of Montague and Juliet belongs to the Capulets. Old Lord Capulet hosted a grand supper. Though Romeo was uninvited, he also attended the supper in disguise to meet his dream lady, actually not Juliet, another lady by name Rosalind, who was his dream lady, who comes then attends the party. During the party, he meets Juliet. Now let us see what happens at the party. There at the party, he sees Juliet, a young lady, a 13-year-old. As per the historical data, as Shakespeare says, she was only 13 years old. But she had the complete feature of a woman who was mature and beautiful, charming, attractive in every way. And there he sees Juliet on the dance floor and is immediately attracted by her beauty because she was such a beautiful lady. After the dance, he learns that she is the daughter of old Lord Capulet. But see, when there is true love, they say true love lasts out all fears. True love admits everything. True love will not avenge and true love will bear everything. So, this is exactly what happens there. After the dance, Romeo comes to know that Juliet is the daughter of Lord Capulet, but that did not matter him for her love. On the other hand, Juliet too by now feels a prodigious birth of love for Romeo, who belongs to the Montague. Listen, we have two beautiful lovers who meet at the dance floor and fall in love. The story says in this drama, they meet each other, they get married, and in the same evening, Romeo murders a relative of Capulet and he'll get caught. Fearing the punishment, he goes out of the province of the country. Juliet waits, and this waiting goes on for years, and finally both their lives end in tragedy. They wanted to meet each other, get married, but they don't get married, and both kill themselves and die. This is how the tragedy ends. But it is the latter part of the play, by the way. What is given to us in the poem, in which Romeo describes Juliet and Juliet describes Romeo. Now let's go into the poem. The first one is actually from Act 1, from the particular scene. We see in the first part description of Juliet by Romeo, and in the second part of the poetry it is the description of Romeo by Juliet. He looks at Juliet on the dance floor, immediately attracted by her. It is almost as love at first sight. He thinks that she is made only for him. He feels that the love which he is feeling for this lady is something that is divine. But he was so much surprised and stunned, or rather so much attracted towards the beauty of Juliet, and then he describes, let us see. Praises Juliet's beauty with many similes. He refers to the brightness, which was probably brighter than all lights or torches around. So he says, "Oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright." As he enters the dance floor of that particular party hall, he could see the torches all around the party hall. Those were the days you wouldn't have LED lights, you wouldn't have tube lights and other kinds of electrical lights. Probably they would have fixed torches on the wall which would give out dim lights all around. And comparing the brightness of Juliet, those lights would be shining in a dim manner. So he says, "Oh, she doth teach the torches to burn bright," which means Juliet is brighter than the torches. Rather, Juliet would teach these torches how to burn bright. Means her brightness is superior than the brightness of the torches. Look at the comparison here. Then he says, she hangs upon the cheek of the night, which means twilight, the beautiful time of the day. And he also says that she is a rich jewel in Ethiopia's ear. Her beauty is too rich for use and expensive on earth. Then he compares her as a white as snowy dove, which differs from the cross. In the opening lines, he exaggerates that Juliet's beauty surpasses the brightness of light. His comparison shows his passion and excess possessiveness towards Juliet. Hence, the name Romeo and Juliet are immortal in the world. And in the second part of the poetry, Juliet praises Night with sweet words, so that Night brings Juliet her charming hero, Romeo. She asks Night to cut him into little stars if she would die. With this appeal, she wishes to immortalize her love for him. Juliet's love is more intense than Romeo's. She expects Romeo to be a star in the bright sky, after his death. She wants to make him immortal after his death by expecting Romeo to shine as a star in the night. She wants to immortalize Romeo as a twinkle star in the sky at night. She imagines her beloved Romeo to shine as a star in the sky cut into small glitters. Then they all together shine and make the sky brighter and more beautiful than the day. So the people would stop worshipping the sun and start worshipping the night. William Shakespeare brings out imagery excellently in this poem. To make this poem effective, he takes two contrasted images, night and day and black and white. Night serves a special time and peaceful atmosphere to lovers. As it is calm, lovers remember each other and they expect each other's embrace to make them feel compassionate and comfortable. Day serves as opposite to this, as they can only look at each other physically and make appointment of place and time at night. So, day helps lovers to meet at night. To comment on black and white, black indicates ugliness and cruelty, but white is peace and calmness. But white could not shine without black. So they are mutually intensify each other and serve as intensify the love. Black and white also indicates pain and pleasure. So here the writer suggests love is the mixture of pain and pleasure. Through this poetry we learn that love is the mixture of pain and pleasure. Thank you. You would have enjoyed this poetry. Thank you.